Well, we're at Defiant Recording Studio. It's right in the center of Richmond, Virginia. We're actually in the Wraith, the A room. They call it the Wraith pretty much because there's lights in the ceiling that mimic the Wraith, but also, you know, they got the Yamaha speakers, big setup in here, a couple $1,000 mic in there, a lot of space, a lot of leg room in here. This is like the coziest space that you can be. My name is Adam Jackson. I'm a producer-songwriter, and today we're going to be remixing Nickelus F's Horace Hardbody the Statue from his album, Stuck.
I zone out and make my own beats, cause I get high as whiz with the mini fro in the gold street. That's why I move like a silkworm on a slow creep. They say the God complex and look at the gold link. And look at the gold teeth. Yeah, we in the land of the free, but we ain't home free. If you don't work, don't grind, you don't eat. And if you like me, like Lee, you don't sleep.
So the album came out in 2018. About a year later, he actually made this announcement on his Instagram that he was uploading all of the acapellas to his Bandcamp page so that rappers, producers, and DJs could kind of take some of his stems and incorporate it into their own music. The fact that he's putting these acapellas out for people to kind of twist and turn and put their own spin on it, it just goes to show that he has a real collaborative character, and he's very devoted to the Richmond hip-hop culture. So we started with the bells. I actually had two bell patterns. I had one pattern where it was just two notes. So to me, this sounded like alarming almost. Like I felt like it needed like a police siren or something like that. So I found this super cool air raid siren. I love it. So once the beat drops, I took that same bell synth and brought it down a few octaves. Here's what we got. Now I wanted it to be a little bit more full, so I found this organ synthesizer, keyed it in. Here's what it ended up sounding like. So after I had a melody down, I started working on the bass. The bass line was real easy. Since Ableton has so many cool bass synthesizers available, I literally just went in, found one that I liked, played with the frequency a little bit, and here's what it ended up sounding like. Now to make the bass slap a little harder, I knew that I wanted a cymbal to hit every time the kick hit when the bass also hit. So here's what I got. The next part was actually my favorite. These were the claps. So the claps kind of felt like it was like this lunch table vibe almost, where you're sitting in the classroom or something and you're beating on the table with the pencils. That's what I was going for with these claps. After we had the claps down, the kicks came next. Nick F has a very unique sound. I feel like he's like me in his production style in that if it's a drum pack or a synthesizer that everybody's using, he's not going to use it. Instead of using hi-hats or pads, Nickelus F actually uses very abstract, untraceable samples. He might find clips from film, TV shows, just records that no one will be able to identify. And he kind of takes these sounds and makes it his own. At this point, the beat was pretty much finished, but we just needed some more abstract sounds to pick from. The first sound that I found was actually from my favorite video game, Need for Speed Most Wanted.
Patrol members be advised. A street racer has just been reported eastbound past Diamond Park, requesting units to head up.
Now when I cut it up, it ended up sounding like this.
Head up, eastbound, head up, eastbound, head up, eastbound, Diamond Park, be advised. Head up, eastbound, head up, eastbound, head up, eastbound, Diamond Park, be advised. And a silver BMW.
The second sound that I used was from one of my favorite movies, Shooter, starring Mark Wahlberg. Also, I took another clip from Star Wars.
The guy's name was Bob Lee Swagger. Never met the man, so I wouldn't know.
May the force be with you.
When we chopped that up, this is what it ended up sounding like.
No, Swagger. I wouldn't know. No, Swagger. I wouldn't know. No, Swagger. I wouldn't know. Never met the man. I wouldn't know.
Now this next sound that I use might be my favorite one. I used to watch Nickelodeon a lot growing up, and my favorite show was Guts. I always wanted to be climbing the mountain, doing the crazy things. I used a sample from the theme song, threw it in this record. Here's how it sounded.
Do you have it? Do you have it?
When we pair the chopped up Nickelodeon sample with the siren, this is what we end up getting.
Do you have it? Do you have it? Do you have it? Do you have it?
So at this point we got all the elements to the beat. It's finally time to add Nick F to the mix and bring this song to life.
The guy's name was Bob Lee Swagger. Never met the man, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah, we in the land of the free, but we ain't home free. If you don't work, don't grind, you don't eat. And if you like me, you don't sleep. See, these people love me for how I throw me. I'ma milk my talents until